Hello my crafty friends, it's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today we're going to make a 4-inch square card, and I'm using vellum again today. So I'm using the stamp set, the Leafy Frames, which is from the Simon Says Stamp June 2019 card kit. So this piece of vellum is 3 3/4 wide. It's a little bit taller. I have scored it enough to fold over the piece of pattern paper that we're going to adhere it to. And so I am taking a frame and one of the sentiments from the Leafy Frame stamp set. I have treated the vellum with my anti-static powder tool, and I'm using Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink to stamp this down, and then I'm going to use some Recollections silver embossing powder to cover that, and we're going to get that heat set. I'm using a coffee filter just to catch the leftover embossing powder so I can get it back into the jar before I make a mess with it. Get your heat tool warmed up first and then bring it to the vellum, and then it doesn't warp as much. There's just something magical about watching metallic embossing powder melt. It's just one of those fun things. So then I did a little in the back because I had one spot that didn't want to melt for me, but when you tip it in the light, you can tell if you've gotten it all. It will look grainy if it's not completely melted. So then I'm just going to take out some Sharpies. I don't own alcohol markers. I don't own any Copics, so I have my good old Sharpies. I'm going to put this vellum piece down on a white piece of paper so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm coloring on the back side of the vellum. So I'm just going to do one color of green for one set of leaves, and then a darker color of green for just to differentiate between the two types of leaves that are in this particular wreath. And then I use a pink Sharpie for the two flowers. So it's pretty simple as far as any coloring goes. There's no shading, nothing fancy going on. You could do this with your colored pencils. You could do it with your Copic markers. You know, you could paint on the back if you wanted to, if you were precise, with your painting. Not something that I'm terribly proficient at, but you can flip it over and check and see how things are looking. It gives it a soft look. It's not as vibrant of a color because it's from the back and it's coming through the vellum. So I just went over them a couple of times to give them as much color as I possibly could. So I'm just going to color in the flowers now, and I do go over those twice because it is a light pink color, so I want to make sure that they stand out enough on the other side. You could add glitter to the back if you wanted. I have done this also taking like a tool with a little round end on it. My brain isn't working to tell you what it's called. And you could rub the back of it and it will raise it up. I do have another video from a long time ago where I use that technique, and it's kind of cool. So this is pattern paper, which is also from the kit, that is 3 3/4 square, that I am just going to put some double-sided adhesive on the top corner of one of them, and I'm going to adhere this vellum down so then you can't see how I've adhered it because it's going to get hidden. And then I take a card base which is 4 by 8 inches, and I score that at 4 inches to make a 4 square card. Not 4 square, it's 4 inches square. Talking is hard apparently today. And just going to adhere that down using some of its Duck brand foam adhesive. So it's a little bit thinner than the 3M foam tape. So I'm just going to put 3 strips of that on the back, take the backing off of it, and get that adhered to my card base. I didn't stamp anything on the inside for this particular one, but it's just a quick card to let somebody know that you're thinking of them, and it looks really fancy with a lot of, it looked like it took a lot of effort, but it was actually, they're quick and easy. So I hope that you like this project. If you have any ideas for any other projects that you'd like to see, feel free to send me a message. Feel free to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos, and I hope you all have a great day.